We'll look at the top 10 underrated anime with an overpowered main character in this video. These anime series may not be well known, but they all have one thing in common: a protagonist with amazing talents or capabilities. From otherworldly entities to cyborgs and beyond, these series have compelling plots and exciting action scenes that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats. We examined the huge anime landscape for the most underappreciated series that deserve greater attention for their strong heroes and distinctive environments. This is the list for you if you like action, adventure, and fantasy. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at the top 10 underrated anime with overpowered main characters. Irae. Ren Fuji is a typical student who recently had a fistfight with his former best buddy, which caused him to lose their friendship. However, with the assistance of his childhood friend Kasumi Ayase and upperclassman Rie Kimuro, he is gradually returning to his normal school life. Then in their city, a sequence of violent murders with beheaded victims begins. Surprisingly, Ren begins to have horrific nightmares about being executed by a guillotine at the same moment, but these are simply warm-ups for the grueling and terrifying battles to come. Seven Senses of the Reunion. In truth, Asahi's life ended when she died while playing Union, a world-renowned online RPG. When Union closed down owing to Asahi's death, the Subaru members split off. 6 years later, Haruto joins onto a relaunched version of Reunion and reconnects with the recently deceased Asahi. Is she truly there, or is it simply an electronic ghost? To find out, the former team members rejoin and enter the enigmatic and dangerous online game. Kurozuka. Kuro, a fighter in 12th century Japan, flees terrifying pursuers into a thick forest with his servant Benki. Seeking refuge, the two end up at the remote house of the mysterious and gorgeous Kuromitsu. While they are welcomed, the guys are instructed not to enter Kuromitsu's room. Kuro, however, looks through the ajar door, perhaps motivated by instinctive curiosity and possibly a condemned love, only to find Kuromitsu feasting on the blood of fallen men. He quickly discovers Kuromitsu is an eternal vampire and devotes himself to her, even becoming a vampire himself to spend eternity with her. However, the enigmatic Red Army has enlisted the assistance of Benki, who betrays Kuro and severs his head. Kuro awakens decades later in an apocalyptic modern-day Japan to reconcile with his lover and seek revenge on the Red Army. Mushibugyo. Edo is plagued by a plague of enormous monster-like insects. The Insect Magistrates, a group of fighters that specialize in various secret techniques and combat styles, hunt the creatures since they are too formidable to be subdued by ordinary people. They summon Genjuro Tsukishima, the master swordsman from Shuguru Province, to help them. However, due to an unfortunate circumstance, Genjuro is unable to fulfill the call and sends his son, Jinbi, to serve in his place. Jinbi agrees to fly to Edo and join the Insect Magistrates in order to atone for the incident caused by his own cowardice. Jinbi swears to become a greater samurai and eradicate Edo of the insect threat once and for all, armed with his fiery spirit and unyielding will. Ga-Rei. Zero. In Japan, a government entity known as the Supernatural Disaster Countermeasures Division, SDCD, exists to protect citizens from unseen entities. They are able to dispatch these beasts quickly and without arousing public concern. They are currently confronted with a new challenge: the treachery of one of their own. Kagura Tsuchimiya has been fostered by the Isayama family since her mother's death several years ago, and she has formed a close sister-like attachment with their daughter Yomi. They become inseparable and serve as extremely adept exorcists for the SDCD. However, as the stress and implications of their sacred duty weigh on both of them, and family politics enter the picture, Kagura and Yomi start to drift apart. One of them takes her position as an exorcist seriously, while the other goes down a dark path from which she may never return. Divine Gate. The Divine Gate tale is a story told to children that describes the union of the living world, the heavens, and the underworld. The World Council is an organization that manages the chaos of the gate by portraying its legend as nothing more than a myth. Adapters. People born with special elemental talents bestowed to them by the merging of these worlds formed the World Council. These adapters receive training in a World Council-owned special academy where they can hone their skills. Odo, a teenage lad with remarkable water powers and a tragic background, repeatedly declines the offer to attend the academy, until he is successfully persuaded to do so by the lively wind user Midori and the tenacious fire user Akane. They seek the gate with the World Council and their mysterious leader Arthur in the hopes of discovering the truth. However, in order to achieve their objectives, they must band together and overcome their own sadness while dealing with behind-the-scenes mischief. Shining Tears X Wind. In Tatsumi Town, mysterious disappearances are occurring one after the other. Kiria has a vision of a lovely mystery girl with pointy ears. A book advocating for a different world is discovered. And Mao, in search of her long-lost companion Zero, arrives on our planet. But she didn't expect to find Suma and Kiriha, let alone accidentally transport them to her realm. Suma and Kiriha must now find a means to return. But other forces are at work in the darkness, and Suma and Kiriha will discover that returning is more difficult than they thought. Outbreak Company. Shinichi Kanu is a reclusive otaku who is well-versed in anime, manga, and video games. He is kidnapped and transferred to the Elden Empire, a mythical land inhabited with elves, dragons, and dwarves, one day after applying for a job in the hopes of escaping his reclusive lifestyle. Shinichi, who is trapped in this alien nation, is assigned an unexpected duty by the Japanese government to promote otaku culture throughout the realm by becoming an otaku missionary. Shinichi has the full support of the Japanese government, as well as the half-elf maid Muso and Princess Petralka of the Elden Empire, to complete his goal. Together with this motley crew, he will conquer the difficulties of politics, social classes, and ethnic discrimination in order to spread the otaku's methods in this holy region. Kiznaiver. Katsuhira Agata is a calm and withdrawn adolescent whose perception of pain has almost completely evaporated. Chidori Takashiro, his friend, can only vaguely recall the days before Katsuhira's tremendous transformation. Katsuhira's quiet and complacent demeanor has now made him a continuous target for bullies, who exploit him for exorbitant sums of money. Their blows just manage to make him blink, as emotions are beyond his grasp. Katsuhira, Chidori, and 4 other teens are seized one day and forced to join the Kizuna system as official Kiznaivers. Those taking part are linked by pain. If one person is hurt, the others will suffer in equal measure. These people must serve as test subjects and scapegoats for a flawed system established with global peace in mind. With their lives physically entwined, the Kiznaivers must reveal their true selves to one another or risk failing much more than the Kizuna system. Golden Kamuy. Seiichi Sugimoto plans for gold in early 1900s Hokkaido following the Russo-Japanese War. The ex-soldier, dubbed Sugimoto the Immortal for his death-defying actions in combat, seeks riches in order to keep a promise made to his closest buddy before he was killed in action, to help his family, particularly his widow, who requires treatment for her fading eyesight overseas. A drunken acquaintance one day tells Sugimoto about a man who murdered a number of Ainu and took wealth in gold. He concealed the gold somewhere in Hokkaido before being apprehended by the authorities. The sole hint to its location is the coded map he tattooed on his cellmates' bodies in exchange for a piece of the treasure if they manage to escape and uncover it. Sugimoto dismisses the narrative until he uncovers the inebriated man's corpse, which bears the tattoos mentioned in the story. But before he can gather his thoughts, the man's killer, a grizzly bear, approaches Sugimoto, bent on finishing her meal. He is rescued by a Serpa, a young Ainu girl whose father was one of the killed Ainu. With the Serpa's hunting abilities and Sugimoto's survival instincts, the two resolve to work together to uncover the hidden treasure, one to reclaim what was rightfully her people's, and the other to realize his dying friend's dying request. So, these were the top 10 underrated anime with an overpowered main character. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any videos like this in the future. I'll see you in the next one.